Okay, the episode starts off with the U.S. Marshal, and they're doing a flashback of how the search began. Here we have U.S. Marshal Dick Wickware, and his business in Missouri is tracking down two women that escaped from Our Lady Regret Women's Prison, and is somewhere in Swanee. He asked the captain of the police squad if he can get a cop to aid him in his pursuit of finding him. And here is where he hooks up with Twitchy. Twitchy is kind of like, Captain, like, I got work to do. And the captain just put his business all out there. Didn't care about Dickie listening. I'm sorry, Daffy listening. Scooping up all the information because he seems like he's going to be a gun-ho trying to take the criminal down. A good cop, one that does his job, maybe not to anyone else's standard, but he feels as though this is his moral standard, this is his way of doing good in the world. This is his way of serving God to stop the criminal, and this is what God put him here for. That's what I believe his mentality is. We see this is right before the raid occurred. So this is the link of how it all was put together. Well, how they were able to get a warrant to do a raid. So we have U.S. Marshal Daffy and Twitchy sitting in a car, and the marshal called Twitchy out about his twitch, and he was like, either you have a mental condition or, the devil has your mind. And Daffy didn't really like that. He was like, well, if you get out the car, I'm gonna show you if I got a twitch or not. We'll see. I'll let you let me know once I serve you up this ass whipping. The marshal kind of brushed it off, and then we have Twitchy asking about how long has he been chasing down criminals, and he was like, basically telling him he been doing this for a long time. Marshal Duffy said, Christian, Jew, Negro, male, female, hermaphrodite, honey, it don't matter. It makes no difference. He said he even tracked the one-eyed Mexican trying to peddle his way to China. I mean, that is work dedication, and I sense that he was one of these marshals that he is into his work, and he ain't nothing slipped by him. He goes on to tell Otis that he, when he interviewed the other inmates, that they overheard Zelmar and Swanee talking about how Zelmar's sister, Debrell, was in financial trouble, and she was busting out to help. Otis is like, yeah, whatever, just let's get this over with because I have other things to attend to. Here go Marshal Daffy living up to his name, like he said he hear what he want to hear. He goes, this socialite murder you mentioned? Twitchy like, yeah. Here goes Daffy. And who's that fighter family your captain spoke of? I can't stand loose lips people. Don't talk about what's meant for me. Don't talk to my business around everybody else. I hate that. Otis was like, oh, they just some local Italians, and Daffy like, okay. So as Thurman gets the pie from off the porch that Arietta dropped off, and he goes back in, I guess to go back into Thanksgiving dinner, we see the U.S. Marshals all get in formation, and they kick the door in. Poor Thurman, he still got the pie in his hand with his hands all the way up, looking clueless as ever. And after Ryder and Debrell It looks as though they were putting dishes away. Or I would say clearing the table. As the cops go in the kitchen. Marshall Duffy get the grilling DeBrow and Ethelrida. DeBrow steps in like, hold up, she a minor. I don't agree to any questioning. Okay, so where's your sister? Harboring a known fugitive is a felony. So he faces Ethelrida. He said, where's your aunt? So Ethelrida says, in prison. I told you my girl was smart. She know. So this sets the marshal off. Like he done had enough. He done seen 5 plates on the Thanksgiving table. He's like, y'all motherfuckers lying. Now we gonna search your residence and your business. Thurman still got his hands in the air with the pie, holding the pie up. Oldest had to tell him to put the goddamn pie down. And they are searching the mortuary, pulling out, I guess that's a freezer. The drawer part is a freezer. They are pulling out different people and they end up not finding them. Did y'all see how many times that Otis had to flick that light before he went inside the mortuary room? Otis gives me anxiety just looking at him. This is watching him work and move. I mean, soon as he come on, my anxiety is turned. The raid crew come back upstairs and they clear the basement. They couldn't find Zelmir and Swanee, who was actually hiding in one of the freezers. But as soon as they seen that disgusting dead body, it just freaked them out and they stopped looking. So that was a close call for Swanee and Zelmir. They almost got caught. Marshall Duffy done had enough. He is like, where the fuck is your sister? Zelmir's like, look, last I known she was in that prison. I told her that she need to stay there with them good nun ladies and get her life right. Find the Lord and get her life right. And a side note, this is why sometimes you gotta stop family members at the door, because the brow and her husband Thurman already was going through their own little stuff. But here comes Zelmir with her hot shit and antics and made it even worse for them, like putting more pressure on her household that she didn't even need from the beginning. And like family, you always going to have their back. And, she stuck to her guns of not giving her sister up. But at the same time, she can't be bothered with her shenanigans. While Duffy continues to grill the brow about her sister whereabouts, you have Zamir and crazy-ass Swanee on the other side of the wall, looking at like they're about to take out the U.S. Marshal. Has Ethelrida sitting at the table, scared shitless, it looks like. She trying to hold her composure, also, having her auntie's back. She signals them to like, chill out, sit down, calm down, calm y'all crazy ass down before we all go down to here. Ethelrida is a smart girl. I'm sure that's what she said in her head. Zelmar and Swanee read Ethelrida correctly, and they chilled. They dipped out, and we can see the sigh of relief on Ethelrida's face, like, woo. The bro was still trying to convince Marshall Duffy that, she don't know about her sister whereabouts. And he's just listening. And he's like, okay, so they're done. And just like that, they left out, leaving, the bro overwhelmed. We see her husband, Thurman, go over to try to, embrace her. And she's like, give me a minute. I need a minute. And I felt her at that moment. And like I said, she already going through her own thing. And then she has her sister coming over, bringing all that trouble. And it's no fun having the police and let alone U.S. Marshals hunting you down and coming in your house, violating you and your family and, grilling you. That is not fun. And it's something shitty to go through, and I felt her on that part. I hope that we get to see more background on the Brow. She seems so strong and reserved. Like it seems like she was trying to hold her emotions in around her family. And it just seems like, she's strong, reserved woman. I would like to know more about her. I want to know what attracted her to Thurman, because Thurman is like he's gentle and clueless. And we have the Brow, not that she don't seem nice, but she seems stern and very reserved. So the Brow collects her thoughts, and she says, let me assess this damage, because they've been going through a lot of stuff. And the police, when they come in and they throwing your shit around, tossing around, damaging your property, just to be assholes, because to look for someone, you don't have to do all that. But anyhow, she's going down there and assess the damages, and she asks at the writer to clean up the dinner table. Dr. Senator meets up with Ebal, the Italian concierge, and Dr. Senator tells him this long story, basically about when he was in the army, and his captain told him he had an assignment for him, and after he done this assignment, he'll have all these benefits. And, he went in, did the assignment. He went through all these things he was stationed in Germany, and his captain asked him to do all these things with this German soldiers that collect intelligence. So he went in wholeheartedly, did his job. After his job, he turns in his work. His captain is like, well, I just wanted to see that German's face when he was in the presence of a Negro. And I guess his point was, a deal was a deal. Even though I went through all of that and how he treated my work afterwards, he still gave me the deal. And I guess he's telling them Italians, fuck y'all, y'all made a deal and we came to collect. And it is what it is. If it's war, so be it. Okay, on to Satchel and Rabbi. Rabbi is now fixing, I guess he's just the do whatever, the gopher. I guess he's, he's part of the crew when needed, and he do the housework, and he also had Thanksgiving dinner with Satchel in the attic, eating peanut butter and jelly. He's telling Satchel us, they're talking about being traded, and he told Satchel, like, yeah, I was traded twice. And if y'all remember, he was traded first to the Jews. And remember, the Irish betrayed the Jews and betrayed them. And then he went back with his family, and then his family traded him, which I don't think he thought he was getting, I didn't think that he expected to get traded that day. I thought he in his head, I think he thought the little boy on the other side of his father was going to get traded. And he was traded again to the Italians, which then he teamed up with the Italians to slaughter his whole family. And even today, he's still with the Italians. So, Gaetano hear this talk about trading. He like, yeah, what's all this talk about being traded? You came to us when you was a boy and you killed your own father. How does that feel? And Gaetano is a family man. It's family business for him, it seems. And he could be looking at Rabbi like he don't trust him, looking at him sideways, because if you could take your whole family out, there's no telling what you can do to how you wouldn't think second to betray us. So Rabbi's response was like, who remembers, like in a convicted tone. I wonder all the things that he's dealing with, on the inside have to deal with it. He killed his whole family for this family that really don't even appreciate him. As Rabbi goes to walk out the room, here comes Justo. So he walks in and Gaetano is just sitting there at his desk with his feet on top of the desk like he, in boss mode. So Justo is like, what are you doing in here? And take your feet off my desk and get up and get out. So as Gaetano is getting up, Justo asks him about the slaughterhouse. Gaetano says, I take care of things. And Justo like, hold up, motherfucker. I'm the boss. I take care of things. So Gaetano busts out laughing. And Justo feels offended, like he's getting mad. Bitch, what the fuck you take me for, a joke? Gaetano like, you can't even kill the doctor that killed our father for refusing care on him. Oh, bitch. Justo is fucking heated. He like, what the fuck you say to me? And then Satchel sneezes, breaking the tension, and Justo like, what is y'all even here for? Why y'all even in this room? And you know who he is. He's asking Rabbi this. And Rabbi like, oh, I just brought him with me to fix the generator, and walks out. Well, actually, Justo kicks them all out. On the way out, Justo reminds Gaetano who's boss, and he tells him, remember, you don't give orders, you take orders. Okay, now after Orietta, she lands her new job at the hospital that refused care on Donatello, the elite hospitals, the one that's made by white people for white people. And we noticed that Orietta asks Dr. Harvard what's his favorite dessert. And we know she made that death pie for Thanksgiving at the writer and her family. Anywho, in the parking lot, she runs into Justo, who's spying on Dr. Harvard. And she creeps up on Justo and was like, you looking for me? Justo was like, no, I'm not spying on you, girl. And as we know, Justo is there for business of assassinating Dr. Harvard. Orietta just knows that Justo is there for her. So she goes on and she's like, they both take a bump. She jerks him off for whatever reason and then tells him next time to, call her and ask her to take and properly ask to take her out instead of spying on her like a crazy man. And he don't even fucking remember her damn name. That shit is crazy. But anyway, we're going to see where this goes. Okay, off next we go to the Cannon Limited crew, their place of business. And as Lloyd is walking in, a homeless man asks him for money to get a cup of coffee. So Cannon, he did something rude and uncalled for, but I get the point he was making. So I think the point he was trying to make was, so he flashes a wad of cash in the man's face, and the man gets excited, like, yes. And he tells the son, he said, now you see how happy he is with just seeing this, and this motivates him to, get up and do something with himself. He can see a future for himself. Whereas if I just give him a few change to rub together to get him a cup of coffee, he just going to get his cup of coffee and then be right back out here tomorrow begging. So the guy like, are you going to give me some money to get a cup of coffee? And you tell the man to get the fuck out of here. And I think that's so rude and ignorant. You don't have to do that. We all get down on our luck and We may just be that one day we at the top and the next day we at the bottom. But nevertheless, I understood his point he was trying to make. Right across the street, we see Swanee and Zelmia staking out the place and taking notes to set a plan for the big bus. They should make out good because in the Cannon place of business is flowing. And we have Leon. We see that Lloyd gave Leon a position to befriend his son and keep his son on the right path. Okay, so Dr. Senator pulls Lloyd up and he asks Lloyd, "Are you sure that the slaughterhouse was the right move to make? That was a lot of balls. You must think that you can control things." And I agree. Like, what is Lloyd going to do when a father family comes for him about this? This is not nothing light. You got your son over there. What are you trying to do? And Dr. Senator said, you know, that's why God made tornadoes to remind us who's really in control. And Lloyd like, yeah, but you can raise the odds. Okay, Lloyd, you talking some big shit. Let's see how it go down. Okay, so Gaetano done took his ass down here to this bar and got some drinks up in him. And now his emotions all over the place because Ebal told him that, look, Lloyd ain't giving back that slaughterhouse. This is a wrap. What's his response? What is Gaetano's response? Okay, we kill someone then. Well, that's what you wanted to do in the first place, Gaetano. He just needed a reason, any reason. But his boy's like, the boss said no killing. Gaetano looked at him like, shut the fuck up. He don't want to hear that shit. Ebal like, look, I gotta go to the bathroom because he could see, he knows that Gaetano was a looney tune. Like, he is 5 seconds off of killing someone. So when all else fails, he calls in Calamita. Gaetano orders Calamita to go kill somebody at the top of the cannons, at the top of the chain. Somebody that it'll hurt Lloyd personally. He want Lloyd to feel this in the depths of his soul. He also tells Calamita to take Rabbi with him. He want to test his loyalty to his family. Gaetano don't play about his family, and the fact that Rabbi killed his own family, he's looking at, which I would be the same way. I feel Gaetano. If you can kill your own family, it's no telling what you'll do to my family. Okay, so off Calamita go. So, Gaetano goes over to the two guys that was trying to tell him to chill, that his brother said no killing. And he basically go over there like, look, we warriors. We not like these Americans. We gonna fight into the death of us. And their ass is looking at him like, this nigga is crazy. Antone and the other guys, I think they all came with Gaetano from Italy. And when they were over there, they were fighting for a whole different reason other than what they are fighting for now. So I think that's their point of view. Like, what are we really in this for? What are we really fighting and killing these people for? They looking like we didn't sign up for this. Okay, Calamita goes and scoops Rabbi up. Rabbi tells Satchel, if I don't come back, I'm either dead or in jail. And he reminds him to do his lessons. And I have a soft spot for Rabbi because he's like the only one that seems like he takes care of Satchel. Like, he shows sensitivity towards him. Maybe that comes from Rabbi personally knowing what Satchel was going through. Calamita pulls up to a school, And Rabbi like, okay, like, what you about to take some social studies, some history? Like, what is this about? Calamita is doing riddles, saying riddles and shit. So Rabbi like, look, are you going to tell me to play or what? Calamita like, you'll know when you see it. So Rabbi spots Lloyd's oldest son walking out of the school building. So he like, the oldest, like, we just gonna scare him, right? So Calamita like, yeah, he gonna be scared, all right. Rabbi reminds Calamita like, if we kill him, Zero is gonna be hanging from the nearest tree. Calamita had a nerve to say, not my problem, but that would be a problem for the Fodder family. Isn't Zero a part of the Fodder family? Rabbi is trying to talk Calamita out of this. He like, this is a bum play. I'm just trying to make sure we do this right. Did the proper authorities tell us to do this? And Calamita like, look, man, fuck all that shit. Get that heater out. Rabbi just to keep talking. He like, so Josto gave this order. He gave this order. You telling me that he gave this order to kill this kid, right? Calamita is saying nothing. Rabbi like, answer me. So he like, Calamita like, Gaetano personally gave me these orders. So Rabbi like, okay, well, Josto co-signed this, right? They getting closer to the car that Lemuel and Leon is in. Rabbi keep trying to bargain with Calamita. They will chop Zero up in pieces and send him home in pieces. Calamita said, get ready. Calamita pulls on the driver's side of Lemuel and Leon, and he tells Rabbi to shoot. So Rabbi kind of freezes. So it gives Leon time to pull off, and Calamita shoots the gun like 3 times, but by Leon already pulling off, he hits the back window instead of the front, thank God. So Rabbi and Calamita get to tussling over the gun in the car, and Calamita shoots the windshield out, and then he tells Calamita, like, look, stop. I'm not going to ask you twice. And he got the gun in his face. Calamita lets up, and he tells Rabbi, like, you Irish fuck, you was dead. You was done. So Rabbi like, maybe, but how the boss going to take it when I tell him that you taking orders from Gaetano that he didn't even approve of? And for all we know, all Josto know that you the one that could be putting this stuff in his head, in Gaetano's head, to make him do these crazy, outlandish things. And I think that's exactly what Calamita is. He's an instigator. He be putting things in Gaetano's head, putting that battery in his back. And Gaetano don't need no goddamn battery in his back. That fool was already retarded. Calamita calms his ass down. Rabbi like, look, I'm going to walk home. And Calamita sits there and look like, I done fucked up. I done really fucked up. And yeah, you did. Back at the Smutneys, we have Zelmia and Swanee. And they back over there, which they wouldn't be back in my motherfucking house. I tell you that. They would have been gone, long gone, okay? And they done left and came back, because remember they staked out Cannon Place. So we see Zelmia, she throw a big duffel bag on the kitchen island, and she like, I gotta borrow some things. So the bro was like, what is all this? And she like, just some clothes. But we hear something drop on the island when she put the bag on the island, so we knew it was more than clothes. This girl got a box of bullets and Thurman's daddy's guns, and she's ready to set some shit off. As we know, Cannon was her prospects that they was talking about. Zelma is like, look, Thurman don't need it. And last I checked, don't nobody break in funeral homes. And the people downstairs is already dead. So what do y'all need? Y'all don't need this. So the bro was like, well, what do y'all need it for? Swanee like, look, in my experience, folks don't just hand over money. Well, Swanee got a point right there. The bro like, after Rita, like, I know, go to my room. And y'all remember, Swanee is at the table she was at the table fucking that apple pie up, that death pie up. The bro is like, Zamir roulette. Just who do you plan on robbing? So Zelman like, look, if you like the setup, you gonna love the punchline. So off they go. Thurman is going to hitch them a ride in his hearse. I have to give it to the bro. She's a good sister because let me tell you, when them cops, that U.S. Marshal and them agents would have came to my doorstep and violated my home and searching for you, I'm telling you, soon as they pull off, your ass will be right the fuck out of my house. And it ain't no coming back. We seen Zelma and Swanee go down to the Cannon place of business and stake out the business. They was out and they done got to come back and sit down and eat some pie. Oh, hell no. They would have been gone out my house yesterday. Okay, so Thurman drops Swanee and Zelma off and we see them outside staking the place out before they go in. And Swanee starts farting, and she already was passing gas in the hearse. So Zelma like, are you up for this? And Swanee like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Okay, so they take the doorman out, and they have everyone's attention. So Zelma busting in was like, freeze scoundrels. So everybody in Cannon's place of business is shook now. So she got everybody's attention, and Swanee just starts vomiting, like violently vomiting everywhere. So like Zelma like, you good? She like, yeah, let's just finish this. So Zelma gonna go over there to Cannon guy, and she like put them greenbacks in here slick. He like, girl, you got a pantyhose on your head. Swanee is like, look, I gotta go. And Zelma like, we about to go? She like, no, I got to go now. So Zelma throws the bag at Cannon guy to put the money in the bag, but at the same time he's pulling the trigger on the gun, but when the bag hit his face, he can't really see who he had directing it to. So soon as the bag hit his face, he falls to the ground, I think because of the pushback from the gun and not from, because Swanee, soon as his gun goes off, she shoot him and he falls to the ground. But I don't think he was hit. I think it was the after effect of the shotgun and him not really having control of it because he got hit in the head with the bag, in the face with the bag, and he falls to the ground. And Zelma just cleans up, just taking piles of money. There's piles of cash, and Swanee is just throwing up. And yeah, it's just I can imagine a stink mess. So the girls collect their cash and they out the door. Okay, we got Lloyd here, and he's dealing with two issues. First, his business got robbed, and also Calamita shooting at his son. So he is addressing his son first. Of course, that you would want to do that, and it seems like he's trying to teach his son a lesson, trying to give his son some words of wisdom. But it seems like his son gave him words of wisdom. Lloyd was trying to tell Lemuel, like, you're not a proxy. You belong to me. You have we share the same family name. Like, this is getting serious. They was trying to make it personal. This is just not one of the boys, one of my boys got hit up. They are trying to make this personal. Do you understand how serious this is? And Lemuel is like, look, no, I don't have no choice. I don't have no say whether or not. I don't even want to do this. I'm into music. But from what I can see, you can't have both or more. You can't have more power and more safe. It's either less power or more safe. Less power, more safe, or this. And I don't have the choice. You do the choosing for me. And I agree with Lemuel. Like, Lloyd is running around here doing all these things, and what is the silver lining at the ending, Lloyd? What is your next move? Lloyd get on my nerves sometimes because of how he move. He don't move so smart. I'm telling you. So immediately right after that, Dr. Senator comes in with the other news and chimes in with the other news. And he like 20 G's. That's what they got away with. And Lloyd like, was it the Italians? And Omi like, no, it was two broads. Dr. Senator is like, well, I'm talking about this. The way this takes coordinated planning. This could be just your night of bad luck that everyone's coming for you, but we're not sure where the hell this is coming from. So Lloyd decides to lock everything down for tonight and put some safety measurements in place. Lloyd is trying to figure this shit out, and he's like, okay, Calamita tried to take my damn son out, and then we got then I had a robbery. He is trying to figure out who is this, what is coming from, what is the meaning behind all of this. And I think he's feeling like a bitch because he got all this stuff coming back to him, and he has done he just sitting there. He feel like that they tested him and he can't do anything. He's thinking about his son over there with them, and if he do anything stupid, what they would do to his son. Dr. Senator is like, look, I want to know who gave the orders. Was it the boss or was it the brother? Because they could be feuding in the family. It could be a family feud right now. Lloyd like, so? Dr. Senator like, all I'm saying is, look, once we start shooting, it's going to be war. So I'd rather be sure of what we're doing. And I totally agree with that. Like, make sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, because I'm coming for the head honcho when I come for, you putting a gun in my goddamn child face and you taking my motherfucking money. You want to know the right people get what they fairly deserve. Okay, that was it for this episode. So y'all tell me what y'all think, and I'll be back with another review.